What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Here she is, Amber Marr, Legislative Director. With her, as always, not the Legislative Director, Jason Topsy. And we are approaching the end of session. Amber, how great is that news?
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty great. And I mean, that's really it. That's thing number one that we're going to talk about here today, is that session is approaching in the vicinity of near the end. And I'm stressing all those words first because it's not over yet. We are currently recording this, and there are still things happening across the street.
I felt
lot
like
of things.
You started out talking super fast, and then you went like slow-mo.
Yeah, I'm slowing down.
Okay.
I'm just slowing down just in general. Not a spry chicken, as they say. Do they say that?
A spry chicken?
I don't know. Is it spry?
I do believe I've heard that phrase before.
Okay.
Spry chicken. I mean, I wouldn't use it normally.
Okay. Well, Amber, session is almost over. It's supposed to end maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't know.
Yes. I mean, they can always suspend the rules and go late into the evening tomorrow. But
like
tomorrow's and actually, I don't really think they have to be done. It's just that they've put this on themselves because they had 2 weeks in December, so they lopped it off the back end. But honestly, they really don't have to be done until the middle of March. But we're not even thinking about that.
We're not going to say that out loud.
Tomorrow is Sine Die, and they just might go into the morning hours of Saturday, but I hope not.
The wee hours,
yeah,
if you will. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am ready to see ya. I meant more for that for me because no one in the office is going to see me next week. Also not true. I think we just need
This
a break.
will be the last show as Amber goes into hibernation.
I'm just also ready for spring. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
What's next?
Thing number 2. Amber's ready to move on. We are going to talk about HB 1001, Housing Matters. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Okay. So we had talked about how the Senate committee, it was a very close vote. It ended up being 6-5. I know that you all know the story. We told it last time. They had a lot to fix. So I will say one of the areas that we were looking at was around the accessory dwelling unit language. They did sort of delete a lot of things in this bill. I'm not sure that anyone is, the individuals that were opposed to this, have they sort of moved to, this really was a compromise? I don't know. It doesn't sound from some of the conversations that we've had that maybe still, people are not still super happy. I will say when it comes to the accessory dwelling unit piece, and we wanted to be very cautious because we also work very closely with local communities and government and what have you, but the language that we were very supportive is in there. It did change, but what we want you to know is ADUs are now going to be permitted by default unless a community opts out by passing a local ordinance saying they're opting out of that.
Okay.
By December 31st, 2026.
So before the end of this year,
yes,
a municipality would have to opt out of this stuff.
Yep.
Around ADUs.
Just as a reminder, right now in Indiana law, cities, towns, and counties can decide whether ADUs are allowed.
Mm-hmm.
This bill essentially defines what an ADU is.
Okay.
Which means it has to be less than 75% of the main home.
Okay.
And it cannot be larger than 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
So it does have that definition in the law now, where there was no definition before. So that 1001 also permits ADUs. in residential zones with 1 ADU per lot, and it has to be owner occupied. Outside municipalities, it can be permitted on lots with single family dwellings. So this is kind of how they worked through all of this. It prohibits the family orientation, so you do not have to have a familial relationship.
That's a good word.
I was surprised I got it. So you don't have to be a parent or a spouse or all those things. It does prohibit that, and the only way for municipalities to not have to abide by what's in this bill, because this gives that little local control, is where they can pass an ordinance to say that they are opting out of this particular law.
Okay.
Which means then they could still prohibit or define on their own ADUs.
Okay. Well, it's progress?
Oh, yes.
For sure, right?
And we are looking at it. We still want to work with localities around things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of commissioners or mayors, et cetera, they had a big, not necessarily specifically with the ADU language, but just the bill in general, about having or removing that local control.
Mm-hmm.
So we are trying to be very delicate about it. There was one other thing I did want to say that I think yesterday someone asked. Oh, in the bill though, HOAs or homeowners associations are carved out. So technically, right now, under current Indiana law, HOAs can ban ADUs, and under 1001, there is no change to that. HOAs can still continue to control that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, baby steps. We are doing our work in local communities right now, trying to make sure that we educate and really support accessory dwelling units. And again, some localities already have ordinances that do not allow ADUs.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are working to change those. So if a community opts out of this particular bill, we hope to still be engaged and continue to elevate why ADUs are so important.
Okay.
So anyway.
Progress.
And I'm sure, we don't need to explain what an accessory dwelling unit is, do we?
Sure. Why not? I think we have, but
it's just an extra living place that is attached usually, or it can be detached. But by this definition,
it's got to be
attached.
Yeah.
Yes. For a loved one, if you're a caregiver and you're caring for a loved one, or just for savings,
mm-hmm.
oftentimes, or even to bolster your limited income, you would be able to rent that out and be able to have some of that income coming in. So
give some diversity in housing stock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
this really supports aging in place.
Love it.
Okay.
Moving forward on that, and our next thing we want to talk about is Senate Bill 163, various property tax matters.
My computer continues to
lock up on you? Look, that's just a good security feature.
I think it's because it's not plugged in. Okay. Sorry, what?
Senate Bill 163, various property tax matters.
Yes. Senate Bill 163. This also was changed. I don't think that we talked about the change that was made. However, it used to have language in there for the Department of Local Government Finance to create a portal for local communities to allow their members to pay their property taxes monthly. This bill now, as it stands, let's see, it actually requests, it says that the Department of Local Government, it politely requests the Department of Local Government Finance to prepare a report regarding the county and electronic internet payments with which taxpayers may make their monthly tax payments now. It has to find out the number of counties that currently allow that. We believe there are only 2, but we're really excited to see if there are others that maybe we didn't know about. Marion County and Fort Wayne are Allen County. It seems that they're the ones that can accept monthly payments. It also is going to the report will also contain that the cost to the county to allow monthly payments by electronic transfer funds. So we're trying to see a lot of times, they didn't want an unfunded mandate. Would this portal cause additional funding problems? The percentage of taxpayers that pay property taxes on a monthly basis, and how the county confirms that the property taxes are paid timely. All of this will go into this report and has to be delivered by November 1st of this year.
Exciting.
Yeah. So hopefully the information that we get back will lead into maybe putting this as a permanent law into a piece of legislation during the 2027 session.
Well, let's not talk about the 2027 session quite yet, because that's, all right.
I'm getting sweaty already.
Just thinking about it. Oh, dear. All right. Well, that's good news.
Yes.
We'll see what happens in the interim.
And we're very supportive of the monthly property tax payment option, just so folks don't have to pay large sums twice a year. They can plan a little bit better with their finances. So.
All right. We appreciate that. Appreciate your work on that.
Oh. Well. I didn't mention where 1001 or 163
currently is in the process.
Yes. So let's do that really fast.
Yes.
1001, the motion to concur was filed, and it was voted on in the House for a final vote of 72 to 21. So as you can see, there's still a few folks who aren't super happy with it. Okay. And then let's go let's go to 163, because I think the concurrence was just voted on yesterday. Yes. So Senator Rogers filed the motion to concur, and then the Senate voted on it 46-0. So it's on its way to the governor's desk.
Okay.
Both of them.
Both of them moving along.
Yep.
Stay tuned for that. Thing number 3 on today's show is everybody's favorite segment. It is time for Fast Fact with Anna. Hello, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hello. My computer freaked out and it wasn't doing it.
A little bit of a delay
we were
there.
Just waiting.
We
were waiting.
It's anticipation.
Yes.
What do you have for us today, Anna?
So since you just talked about property taxes, I have a property tax fact.
Okay.
So this is based off of the 2024 property tax cycle.
Okay.
But on average, Indiana taxpayers pay around $2,030 in property taxes. And this is based off of what Indiana's average home price is right now, which is about $242,000. So if your house is above or below that, obviously that number is going to change, but it's around $2,000 that Indiana property taxpayers are paying every year.
You know what's interesting? I do, and from a lot of our property tax forms that we've done, it does seem like our property, like that they should be higher. I mean, a lot of folks have been complaining about it, but I know that also to our individuals living in Indiana, that is a lot to them.
Yes.
So I think that was the other thing. People kept saying, well, Indiana doesn't really have, we don't have the highest property taxes in the nation. But what we consistently try to remind folks is we are in the Midwest. Yes. We do have folks living here that $2,030 is a lot of money.
Yes.
Yes.
So
it is.
And I also, with all of the housing affordability conversation, especially around 1001, what's interesting is they had kind of mentioned that a home for folks right now is around $300,000, and that is not affordable. And you said it was $242,000 seems like to be the average, but still that kind of a home is not affordable for folks. And even in their 30s, right? They said, right. I think right now people are not even purchasing homes until beyond 40.
Yeah. First-time home, the average age of the first-time home buyer was like 41 or something like that. So,
and I think it's because of this very reason right here.
I think so.
So,
well, that's a good one, Anna.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, it really brought everything together.
Yeah. Way to tie that up in a little bow.
Try my best.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see you guys next time.
We will see you next time. And speaking of next time to talk about thing number 4, which is our session is not over yet, but it will end eventually. And when it does end is our little bit of our show schedule. So you've been getting you getting to see us and hear from us once a week during session. That will not continue as we get into the interim. But
I mean, unless big things continue to happen, which I would like a tiny break. So let's hope that maybe that doesn't happen. But we don't plan on coming to you once a week.
Once a week. It's probably going to be every other week.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep this rolling throughout the whole year. You heard it here first.
No, we can just stick to it.
We got to stick to it. But look, you got an accountability thing here. Put it in the put it in the comments about how you want to make sure you see this show at least a couple times a month. But so stay tuned. We're going to be wrapping up. We're going to go maybe do some deep dives on some of these bills, things of that nature. We got some content coming your way. But also, speaking of content, got to give a shout out to our latest show that's part of the AARP Indiana, network of shows that we have here is the Inside Scoop. Look, that's the logo right there. Our friends Addison and Emily are doing that show. That'll be once a month. I believe that's the cadence of it. So
we're really excited.
We're excited for them. There's 2 episodes up there right now. Go to our YouTube page, check that out, like, subscribe, all that. And you should be doing that with our show already. And if you haven't, make sure you do that for us as well. But wanted to give a shout out to them on their show because
their set is pretty cool.
Yeah, they got a new set. It's look, they're doing big things. So we're excited to have them a part of the family. I mean, they're already part of the family, but now we're just recording it. So I love it. Good luck with that.
We'll have to show pictures sometime of the 4 of us. I think that we have maybe a.
Well, we
maybe
do.
not.
No, we do.
Maybe the logos are old.
We do have some stuff,
Okay.
I think, here. Yeah, we got
Not
some.
trying to get ahead of us.
We got some things. We're going to do like a battle royale in here and record at the same time one time. So it'll be a good time. But yeah, make sure you do that. And then keep on following along about what's going on as we wrap up session. And yeah, just stay tuned. Amber, you've done great work thus far. Next time we hear from you, session shall be over.
Because the countdown has started.
Yes. It started in January.
Also, I know there's no more things left that we're supposed to be talking about. However, I do want to just say we are still monitoring House Bill 1116.
Haven't forgot about it. How could we?
Where there is an electronic 2026 governor's bill watch, and it hasn't actually even made it to that desk yet. So just know that once it reaches there, he has 7 days to sign it. But I've been checking it, about 900 times a day.
Just refreshing that browser.
But I'm just gonna do a
one more time,
before we go.
Give it a little gander.
See. Wouldn't it be cool if it was there? I'm scared.
I don't think it's there.
Oh, it was 1161, not 1116.
Almost there. Look, we had 3. Look, that would have got you like $1 if this was a lotto ticket, maybe 3 out of 4. I don't know. I don't play the lottery enough.
I scrolled real slow. All right. I think I just spit. So.
On that note,
let's get out of here.
We will see you next time on the Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Until then.